Welcome to the Mastering Business Skills podcast, where we interview successful small business owners who share their own journey, mastering the skills they needed to grow and be successful in their business. Learn the struggles, the wins, and all the things they learned along the way, so you can cut down on your own learning curve.
Hi, welcome to Mastering Business Skills. Today we're talking to Nicole Bryan, the CEO and founder of Empower Virtually, an international virtual assistant agency helping overwhelmed business owners and fractional leaders reclaim their time and scale with clarity. What began as a one-woman show in 2023 has evolved into a thriving global agency matching clients with skilled VAs who provide executive and administrative support across industries, from business coaches to attorneys, healthcare professionals, and more. As a military spouse living in the UK, wife and mom of two, Nicole knows firsthand the importance of systems, support, and balance. Through Empower Virtually, she's on a mission to help business owners focus on growth while her team manages the details behind the scenes. Welcome to the show, Nicole.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. So tell us a little bit about what you do and what inspired you to start your business.
Yeah, so I run a virtual assistant agency where I basically get to play matchmaker every day in my day-to-day. So I get to connect with business owners and really figure out where they're at, where they want to go and grow, and what support best suits them and their behind the scenes to keep them in their zone of genius. And by doing that, I match them with a VA from my team. I started it because, again, like you'd mentioned in the beginning, I'm a military spouse. We moved overseas, and I couldn't keep my job as an executive assistant back in the States while we moved overseas. So I stumbled across the virtual assistant world and said, well, I can take this wherever we go as the military moves us. And that's kind of where Empower Virtually started and the foundation of us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. It's awesome that you can pick up and move. I mean, as a VA or as a business owner, having the ability to just pick up and go is such a godsend.
Yeah. I mean, we look at all the other bases that we can go to after the UK, and
Right.
I don't have to worry about my job. It goes with me. So that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how easy or difficult was it when you decided to expand from just being you to adding a team, and that is now an international team?
So I think it was a little easy, and here's why. I mean, it always has its challenges, right? I think it just went smoother than I ever anticipated because I already had a wait list of clients and I was feeling overworked and burnt out. And one of the clients that came on, I knew a VA who was looking for work, but she didn't want to start her own business because she had her own business. She was looking for like a side business. And I was like, well, she would be a really good fit for this person, like better than I would be. So I was like, well, what if you just join my team and help this like one client that I have on my wait list? I think you would be the best fit. And from there, it just kind of evolved and grew faster than I thought. So I would say it went just a little bit easier than expected, just because I could see that they were a better fit than myself and the client. And they were already on my wait list, and I had this person who was available and ready to take on the work. So from there, I just added somebody else to my team, and then I found a client that fit their skills and needs. And so that's kind of how it stumbled across. It definitely has its challenges. It's definitely gotten more challenging because I have more people on my team. And so it's really trying to figure out who is the right fit, and do I have the right fit, or do I need to find somebody? So the challenges have definitely grown, but all with excitement. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That's a great skill to be able to have, though, to be able to know who might be a good fit and who might not be. That's very important. So we talk about mastering business skills. So what's one skill that maybe you've mastered or have gotten better at that you can share with our audience now?
Yeah, one of the skills that I've done that I feel like I've mastered really well is listening to a business owner in the beginning and really figuring out where they shouldn't be in their business, where they need to focus their time and energy, and what should be delegated. And even if it's even bigger than just a VA, like even if they need like a fractional CFO, like I can just see in their business what should be delegated out. And I create roadmaps for my clients of this is what needs to be delegated, and these are the places that should be delegated and who they should be delegated to. And so it's not even just using my team, it's using my network as well.
And that's a very important skill to be able to do. Because I know working with business owners too, a lot of them don't know where or who they need. And so
Mhm.
that's very important that you can provide that for them.
I like to like dive into their business. I'm like, tell me all of it. I want to know the ins and outs of everything that you do, and then I'm going to create a roadmap of how you should delegate. And that's fun for me.
Do you have any problem delegating on like yourself personally versus how you tell clients to?
Yeah, I always tell them, do as I say, not as I do.
You do.
I It's funny, even my COO was like, why is our VA not doing this? And I was like, oh, she can? And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh, I guess I've never thought of it on my end of handing things over. I just thought I hated doing it every single month. And she was like, no, hand it over. And now I'm like, it's just checked off at the end of the month. Like, this is great. So yeah, I'm so much better at seeing everybody else's business and where they're at rather than my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about how you handle that balance, because I know you have toddlers at home, and your business, and with your husband kind of, sometimes deployed,
You know?
sometimes back. What does that look like for your business and for your life?
Yeah, so I definitely say that we're in this season of hardship. And it is challenging. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. We are in a challenging spot of I was in a networking meeting and then it ended early, so I was able to feed my kids real quick, but then I had to jump into another meeting and then I canceled a meeting, but they ended up showing up, so I decided to jump on anyways. And so it is a lot of give and take, and it's kind of just finding pockets of time to get things done. For my clients, I always say, like, where are your strengths? Is like the tedious stuff better for you to get done in the morning or in the afternoon? Or does your zone of genius thrive better in like the first thing in the morning or at the last part of your day? And let's stick to that schedule. At this moment, I don't have that luxury because I have toddlers at home and
Mm,
a husband whose schedule's crazy. So I just kind of add where I can, and I just have to play with my time every day, which is okay. And that's just the season of life that we're in at this moment, and that's okay. So I know it shall too pass.
yeah.
But I think it's just juggling and finding those pockets of time that
Yeah.
are
I
best for
remember
you.
doing that when my son was younger, and just kind of, working ridiculous hours, like early in the morning before he woke up or late at night and stuff. But it does get easier as they get older, and
Yeah.
school starts or
Yeah.
different things happen. And yeah, it's like you said, it's that different season for each time.
Yeah. Today I had like an hour before I dropped my kids off at school, and I had an hour before I had to pick her up for a doctor's appointment. So I was like, I can have an hour to knock all of my stuff out. So I did. And I needed just a little bit more. And I dropped her back off at school. And I was like, I have 30 minutes before I go pick them up. So I was like, I can get this done. So I just set a timer and I just knock out as much as I can, like just
That's
staying
actually going to
focused.
be my next question was, do you do it by like time blocking or like priority or?
Oh, definitely time blocking, setting timers. It's funny, I have this I don't know, subscriber that I follow,
Mhm.
um, and called Merv. And so they just study. And so it's just them like studying and listening to the rain in the background in Scotland. And I just plug that in and like in both ears. So I hear nothing and I just get things done in time blocks and setting a timer. Um, there's even been times where I'm like, I know it's going to take me longer, but I need 30 minutes to get this done. So I'm setting 30 minutes and no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When the timer goes off, I'm done and I move on to the next thing. And
Mhm.
that's been extremely helpful. And for some of my clients too, when they're trying to figure out what to do, like just saying, like setting a timer, like dedicating that, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is what you're doing.
That's great if you can do that. I try to do that, and sometimes it just doesn't work.
I have to close everything out. no phone. There's times I throw my phone out the window, like or out the door, and it just like lays in the hall behind me. I'm like, nothing, just 30 minutes of it. Like I just need to focus.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I've seen like a few times people have said like put on do not disturb and things like that. And I'm like, I feel like that just frustrates me though, more so than I don't have any notifications on my phone, so I'll just turn it over and focus that way. Like it can be next to me, but yeah, I can't if I'm seeing things flashing or it's ringing or whatever, then yeah, it's distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so distracting. Or even the something's taking a little bit to load, so I'll just like look at my phone and I'm like, no. Like I
Mhm.
gotta get it out of my grasp or I will grab it. I am definitely a doom scroller.
Nice. So, what is the next skill that you plan to master and why that skill?
Ooh, we're going into like marketing, and so that's been really fun. I am not a marketer by trade, but learning more of the tools and even like incorporating AI into it and seeing if it's a good fit for clients and where it could be a good fit for clients, and if not, like, so just kind of diving down the whole back end of marketing and trying to see how we can best support it or how my team can, where they should start going and growing in marketing.
Mhm. We've had some good guests on. You should check out the recent past podcasts. We've had some on that do like the operations and stuff in AI and the marketing and stuff like that. So, totally some awesome tips on there.
It's fun and there's so many different tools and stuff. And
Yeah.
I have shiny object syndrome, so I see a new tool and I'm like ready to dive into it. So I'm like,
Yep.
it's fun.
I have it too, but I just tell Sharon about it and let her dive into it, and then she can give me the highlights.
Sharon, will you do that for me too? What do you charge?
Yeah, she's totally. I'm like, I've heard about this, and although sometimes I'll be like, I heard about this, and she's like, yeah, I've been using it for like 6 months now, and I'm like, why didn't you share?
Oh, sharing is caring, Sharon.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's just like I think that everybody else knows about it too. So it's like,
That's fair.
Her husband tells her all the time that everybody else does not actually know.
That's
he
so
does.
funny.
He does. I'm like, everybody knows that. And he's like, no, they don't.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I know you do a lot of marketing or networking too. Do you have like a favorite networking group or anything that you tend to look for when you're choosing what to spend your time on as far as networking?
Yeah, so right now I'm really invested into the Connective, and I'm also invested into Only, which is a UK. It's more UK. They do have US chapters as well, but it's more based in the UK. And that's been really good because we've expanded to the UK. So
Hmm.
those are the two groups that I'm spending a lot of my time in. Um, what I look for in a networking group is good quality people. I want people who want to be there and who want to connect and network with the people. And I don't always need every single introduction to every cool person that you meet. I want like quality introductions that are, hey, I think you guys could be good referral partners, or you guys kind of float in the same boat.
Hmm.
Like maybe we can share ideas. And because those are the people who I want in my network, are people who like I can reach out to and ask questions, even if it doesn't have to be with virtual assistants, if even in my own business, like the people that I trust.
Yeah.
So good quality people who want to share rather just throwing any referral
Yeah.
out. And also a good networking group who the leaders are wanting businesses to succeed and they want to be a part of the growth and they want to watch you grow and grow with them is also really important to me, which is why I love both the Connective and Only. Their leaders are amazing.
Hmm. And do you end up growing the business? Have you grown the business a lot through your networking efforts?
Yeah, my business is 90% through networking. From the referrals that come from networking. It has been amazing. I do dedicate a lot of time to networking. I think there was one week where I had like 50 one-on-ones between Monday
Wow.
through Friday. So I have done a lot of networking to get me to this point, and it's just nurturing those relationships.
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely dedicate a lot of my growth through networking.
Yeah. And on nurturing, do you do reach outs? Do you have any like sort of process where you do reach outs to people you've connected with to reconnect every like any certain amount of time? I'm always curious because that's one thing that I don't excel at is like the follow-up on the networking. And I know a lot of our listeners and stuff have the same issue. It's like you have the
Hmm.
initial, but you don't always have it on your plan or on, on your agenda to follow up at this time or that time. So do you do that is the first part of the question. And the second part is what kind of process do you have in place to do that to make it easy that maybe our listeners could also implement?
Yeah, so we are working on the foundation, the back end of our business and switching over CRM. So that will go through my CRM for the follow-up once that is officially set up. But for right now, what I do is when I'm on a call with somebody, I try to grab their calendar link while on the call, and then I schedule us a call in 3 months out, or I set a weekly reminder if because some people only have their calendars that set up for like a month
Mhm.
out or like 2 weeks out. So
Mhm.
then I just grab their calendar link and I set it up in my calendar on that time with their email. And so I'll either shoot them an email or schedule a time on their calendar based on how our conversation went. But having that to-do list that week, then I know all I have to do is just schedule a call real quick, and it's something super simple and easy. But being able to grab somebody's calendar link on the call has been key for me because then I'm not forgetting it, or I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, we should follow up in 3 weeks or 3 months, and then 6 months go by and that's the end of that. Um, and then I also have a spreadsheet where I go through and I like comment on people's LinkedIn's and their
Mhm.
posts, and so I just kind of rotate every month, just commenting through certain people's to kind of just keep busy of what they're doing and check in with them. And sometimes they have posts where I'm like, hey, we have calls scheduled in a month. We should bump that up because I'm
Mhm.
interested in what you just posted. Um,
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I can tell that you put a lot of time and effort into that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Spreadsheet is a great idea. Never thought about that.
And I just plug it in by month. So like in January, I just drop people's stuff, like their name and their Instagram or their LinkedIn link to it. And then in January, I know that those are the people I'm going to go follow up with. And then
Mhm.
I
Oh,
can
that's
just move,
awesome.
copy and paste it into like March. And then in March, I go and do it again for
I'm
those
gonna start
people.
doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely
Yes.
start doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sharon, do you have any other questions for Nicole or?
What? Yeah, excuse me, my voice is going. What's next for your business? I know you said you talked about coming up in the next year. What else? Anything else going on?
Yeah, so really getting myself into the CEO mode in the next year, which is exciting. We also just launched the UK side of our business. So growing that, and then we're looking to expand to France after, which is fun.
Wow.
While we're over here, we're just going to kind of take over Europe. And really just finding our partnerships and who we can also partner with to really support not us, but just our clients, um, which is fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, lots
that's
of growth.
awesome. Well,
Yes.
Nicole, thank you so much for spending the time with us today and sharing all of that because I know there's so many interesting things that you've said that I know our listeners are going to be like taking notes because I was taking notes and I saw Sharon taking notes while we were talking. So
Yep.
I think that'll be great. And we are going to share in our show notes your website and your LinkedIn and anything else. If there's anything you want to send us that you want us to share, we're happy to do that. And then hopefully you will get some more contacts and some more, whether it's networking or
More
clients,
networking, yeah.
or maybe even some VAs, who knows, right?
I love them all.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and to our listeners, thank you so much. And we would hope that you are here next week for our next episode. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Nicole.